Men like this have their mamas do everything for them until they find a wife to take her place. Hey everybody, it's Shell down here at Shell Michelle with Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 14 review. The episode started with Toya calling out her son for leaving his braiding hair downstairs. I guess little man was like, he gonna get some crispy braids, even if he needed a little help. So over at the Lunsford's house, Latasha, she was washing a pan, a cup, a bowl. I don't know. She was washing something. And then she asked Dr. G if he wanted some tea. Then Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon, they was over at their house and they was checking um their daughter, I guess her bank records for they shared credit card, and they ain't like what they seen. Her recent credit card spending was kind of out of control, so they tried to call her. Homegirl hung up and was like, "Oh, not today, mama." They better than me, these spoiled behind kids. So, anyways, Dr. Simone, she had met up with Dr. Jackie in her office for lunch. And Dr. Jackie told Dr. Simone that she talked to Phaedra, that they finally paid the remaining, I think, $40,000 that they owed for the Met Gala. And she was finally finished with it. But that Miss Mama's Phaedra, she was like, she finished with all of y'all too. So both the doctors, they had brung up the fact that Phaedra knew all along about Apollo coming on their trip. I think she didn't expect his wife, and she knew all along Shaq was his friend, and how, according to her, he be acting when she got a man. And they were like, she's lacking her accountability. And that was that. So, truthfully speaking, Phaedra was looking for her way out so she could lead a group and go back to her real job. I mean, Housewives of Atlanta. She knew what she was doing. They just didn't know. So then Dr. Simone, she went on to ask Dr. Jackie how the group could move on after, you know what I'm saying, all the little yin yang stuff or whatnot that went down at the sandbar. And she was like, especially if Greg was pressing charges against King, and King can't even be around him. Like, what? Then she told Dr. Jackie that Cecil told her that Dr. G made a rap song for comic relief. That he's an old Dr. G Dizzle out here. Gip it, up it, up it. Man, when she played his little rap video for Jackie, they both laughed. They asses off. It was a whole mess. Greg, Gregory Muhammad Lunsford. Just know, you stop that shit. But moving on. So then Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa, they had met up, right, to chat and get a little bite. They was trying to squash their little beef, but they kept going back and forth. They saying they little ones and twos about who was wrong or whatever. So they got nowhere. They were still in the same place. And then they ultimately agreed to disagree and go from there, I guess, which is basically bandaging a wound. So when things go left, which they usually will, their issues and problems will come back up because that wound never healed. But okay. So then Dr. Contessa, she told Dr. Heavenly about her diabetes awareness event and that she was trying to invite everybody. She wanted them to come out and spread awareness. So Dr. Heavenly, she told her that she thought that trying to have everybody at the same event was irresponsible, especially when somebody had charges pressed against them. So yet again, they didn't agree about that either. And Dr. Contessa said she was inviting everybody. And that's that. Dr. Heavenly in her confessional was like, we don't want no drama at Contessa's medical event, so I don't know what she think gonna happen, but okay. Dr. Heavenly, you low key and high key love drama. Stop playing. But moving on. So over at Dr. Eugene and Toya's house, Dr. Eugene was bandaging his broken big toe. Girl, he said some story about the little flatbed on the tow truck. They called to tow the little golf cart. I guess it broke down or whatever. The bed or whatever had fell on his toe and broke it. Something like that. So Toya, she told Dr. Eugene about the conversation she had with Letitia and how they got nowhere. So from the talks he had with Dr. G, Dr. Eugene, he had felt that Dr. G and his wife was feeling like the group was taking Quad and King's side and are abandoning them. Then Quad, she had set up a little romance. Girl, she was trying to do a little hot tub date for her and her king at her house. So the little lovebirds got in the jacuzzi and drank their little bubbly. Then she brought up moving in together. Uh-oh. So Mr. King, he threw Quad off when he admitted to not feeling him moving into her house. He was like, we can get something together, but me moving in with you is not natural. And homegirl wasn't feeling none of that. She was like, what you talking about, Willis? Quad was like, listen, player, that ain't gonna work. This my first home I purchased. This shit special. She was like, I'm not gonna have nobody hang no house over me, not over my head, no sir. Ain't gonna be able to do that. King was like, just think about it. Damn. She was like, okay. Anywho, so then Dr. Simone and Cecil, they had popped up on their sons at their little condo to check and see if they was holding up their side of their little agreement. Nope. Spoil ain't the word. So you telling me you paid a mortgage and clean it? Ain't no way. What y'all teaching them? And then to be trying to threaten to take their threaten to take their apartment away and then come back home so you can still pay for everything and clean up behind them. Okay. Hell, they grown. They ain't learning nothing from that. Y'all gonna still do it for them. So, okay. Hell no. Men like them have their mama do everything for them until they find a wife to take their mama's place. And they do everything. It's sad. So, anyways, Dr. Contessa, she said that the diabetes awareness event was more of a health fair, including many areas of health that's affected by diabetes than a medical mission that she's used to having for the community. They had foundations for people needing services that struggle with paying their bills, struggling with from mental health issues, kidney diseases, OBGYNs. They even had a NFL foundation for outside for the children. So on their drive to the diabetes thing, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon were chit-chatting about their excitement and the importance of taking care of the people. So Dr. Heavenly, she started running down the list of who was coming and let Dr. Damon know that all but Dr. Eugene, due to work, and King would be in attendance. So she let Dr. Damon know that King is not allowed to come around. Then she was like, she thinks Dr. G is tripping like this because he didn't want to see Quad with King. She said that Dr. G he couldn't take seeing King and Quad together. So everybody came through to help spread diabetes awareness to the community. Quad, she popped in solo in her white scrubs. And Dr. Contessa, she had addressed the crowd. Thank everybody for coming. Thank you, girl. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And she shared how diabetes has affected her personally and her family. Me too. And how this disease doesn't have to affect you. There are things you can and should be doing for your own health. So Dr. Heavenly, she was doing some mental education evaluations, and she was sharing the signs of diabetes that show up in your mouth and your gums. Then Dr. Jackie, she said to Dr. Scott, she kind of crazy, that she should have brought a few vagina models to bring some attention to her little section. She said they be coming when the cooch be out. Hey, well, okay, but moving on. Then she was like, seriously, women are impacted by I can't talk, gestational diabetes. She was like, poorly controlled diabetes can lead to huge babies, which can cause the woman to have C-sections, which is its own risks and problems on its own. So Super Steve and his boy Mike was doing their little NFL foundational thing outside with the kids. And Curtis, Dr. Scott, and Dr. Damon, they had went outside to check on and see what they was going on. Quad, she had let Dr. Mimi know that she was leaving when the Lunsfords came. And she said what she said. So Quad looked confused, like, wait, what's going on? She had the I ate a lemon face when Dr. Contessa was talking totally differently from what she said the other day. She was like, Hoppo, who this woman? Girl, because she was looking at her crazy. So then Dr. Contessa was like defending Letitia, saying she was under a lot of pressure or whatnot, which is probably true in her new marriage because he's a narcissist and he got some issues going on. That's why they ended that, but whatever. And not knowing who's for her or against her or something like that. And that she should have been given some kind of empathy for the stressful environment she's in. So Dr. Contessa, girl, I'm missing the lady name up, said to Quad that they chose her, but they also chose Letitia. Houseway. So Miss Quad was like, she was confusion. She was like, that hoe said, Quad, I'm with you. Kumbaya, girl. You know, bad boys for life. But now you saying other shit. She was like, girl, what happened? So Dr. Heavenly, she started putting her little 2 cents in about Sweet Tea and Quad chilling in a group together and how that shouldn't be happening with charges in place. While Dr. Condessa, she kept going on and on about Sweet Tea, their sisterhood, and the traveling pants or whatnot. Girl, stop. Dr. Jackie, she did try shushing Dr. Heavenly from being so loud. Cause it's like y'all doctors and y'all throwing this little diabetes event and y'all over here arguing and getting into it. The people that was looking at them like, how these professionals acting? Like, what's going on? Come on, ladies. Damn! Dr. Contessa was about to be thrown out her own shit. The ghetto. Nah. But for that to have been her event for the community, that wasn't a move. Even the white lady in the bag drinking her cola was looking at them. She was probably about to call the law. You know they don't mind. But moving on. So then, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa, they go back and forth. They was doing boom, 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 boom. Saying their little ones and twos, girl. And Dr. Mimi, she was like, we're supposed to be educating the people, but we can't do none of that because we over here cussing and throwing shade at each other, giving everybody a whole show. So Dr. Contessa, she let Dr. Heavenly know, baby, you are dismissed. She told her that she could, bye-bye, she could go. Damn. Not shoot fly don't bother me. In her confessional, Dr. Heavenly is like, even though her and Contessa talked, they would never see eye to eye. Duh. So outside, the guys asked about Dr. G and if he was gonna show up. Then Dr. Scott here let Curtis in on the little sit down. Dr. Eugene and Dr. G, they had went on and had or whatnot last week. He said homeboy is pressing charges against the king. So the guys, they were like, wait, from talking with King, he's moved on and looking forward. But that Dr. G, he was not. He said he's gonna pay for almost touching him. Shit. He made him piss on himself. Dr. Scott was like, Dr. G might be so angry at Quad, he's refusing to apologize. Basically, he was like, Greg said Quad has to be the one to fix it. He was like, there's only one thing that can fix or try to fix this. And he doesn't know King. He's like, I know her. Wait. That sandbar thing was two men going or almost going at it. Dr. G said Quad is gonna suffer or humble to him. Her choice. So Dr. Contessa, she had told Quad that she wanted everybody to feel comfortable. And until they felt that way, that her and the lungs first, they shouldn't cross paths. So she announced that they were on their way. And Quad was like, got it. I'm ready to go. So Quad and Dr. Heavenly, they had left. But as they were walking out, Dr. Heavenly, she had yelled out, Contessa, get some help, baby. She's so extra. So Dr. Contessa, she had greeted the couple and showed them what they was going to be setting up. Letitia was like, she felt that things were now awkward. But if they won't smoke, she can bring it. But remember, they in a church too, right? So be good, be good, be good, be good. Nah, I'm playing. So Donna Contessa, she had checked up on Letitia to see if she felt safe in the group. And Chamomile was like, she don't always feel safe mentally. So Dr. Mimi was like, Letitia, what you want from this group, this friend group girl? She still couldn't answer the question. So there's that. So outside, the fellas they was checking on Dr. Crybaby. And Steve, he had asked Dr. G if he felt that his, I guess, little disagreement should put him in a position to say that a person should have charges filed against them. Dr. G was looking like, hell yeah, I'm gonna ruin that ninja life. Y'all better learn today. I'm Dr. Petty. Then Steve asked, well, are you willing to drop the charges so everybody can move forward? Then Dr. G said that he is not. Nope. He is not willing to be disrespected and not do shit. So Steve was like, oh, so that's a no. And that was the end of the episode. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. Did you know that approximately 953,887 people in Georgia have diabetes, and a whopping 38.4 million people in the United States have diabetes as well? According to the Northwestern Medicine, Black adults in the United States are 60% more likely than white adults to be diagnosed with this disease. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and bye-bye.